Hey everybody, it's Zypic, and welcome back to another Rust base build. Today I'll be showing off a new base design that I'm very proud of. Even with its very large design, it can still be easily built by a duo, trio, or a quad group. The design uses two individual 2x1 armored bunkers, and those two bunkers are separated from the main floor by a drop-down chute and my new triangle roof bunker design. With that said, let me introduce you to the Excavator. A large yet simple and cheap clan base which can last you and your group the entire wipe. It uses a very similar design to one of my most popular roof stack bases. With two armored bunkers, the cheapest way into any one of them will be anywhere over 27 rockets. Multiplying that number by 2 to get to our second bunker, and without a doubt we'll have one of the strongest bases on the server. With all that said, let's get right into the base tour. Notice after going through our sheet metal door airlock, we get into a garage door path. If we follow this, we get our research table and repair bench along with a few small and large boxes. Heading up to our drop down, guarded by a shotgun trap, we'll get our roof access. Notice up here there's plenty of space to expand. We'll head back down and follow in through the main corridor. Immediately, we get our level 3 workbench as well as a few bags. On the left hand side we get our loot room, on the right we have a few furnaces, a bedroom, and behind the last garage door we have another 4-box loot room and our second drop down chute. Take note that you cannot even use a jackhammer to pick out the bunker in any way. There's no soft side showing of the roof, which means the raider will have to use some sort of explosive to go down. With all that said, we'll continue on with the tour and go into our first bunker. Flying into our bunker, you'll see how it all functions. If we remove the glass window and break open our twig, you'll see all of the roof pieces will fall down. We now have 2 small boxes underneath our drop down chute, and we can use the ladder on the side to climb up. Inside our bunker, you'll notice the first room of 4 boxes. And if we open up the garage door, you'll see we have 3 bags as well as 3 vending machines for the best of our loot. Now let's head down to our TC bunker. The TC drop-down bunker will function the exact same way as the first one. Again, we have 4 boxes in our first room, 3 bags, 2 vending machines, and finally the TC. The upkeep is now on your screen, and with that said, let's get right into the base build. Alright guys, so let's get right into the starter base build. We're going to begin by building up a 2x1. Make sure the airlock is on the left side of the base. And that all of the things that need to be wood are just your door frames and also the roof above your airlock. Everything else can be stone. Let's go ahead and get the TC down. And obviously a few doors as well. There is a starter base complete. As you guys can see, the build cost will always be on the top right side. Let's get into phase 2 of our starter base. Starting off from one triangle, and we're going to build 2 triangles off either side of that. We can now build in the second 2x2. We're going to add walls all around this, and we can upgrade all of this to stone. At this point, let's add in our second drop down. And we'll also add in a metal wall here since it'll be a little bit difficult to upgrade later on. We'll honeycomb the rest of the base. And obviously, if you guys don't have ladders yet, you guys can just use a half wall and a floor piece to build your way up. We'll seal off the roof. At this point, we can completely seal everything off with stone. Go ahead and spawn inside your bunker. And now we can pick up both of our single door frames and our ceiling. I would also recommend adding in this double door frame, which we can use to seal off the TC, just in case anyone tries to deep our base. With all that open, we can now build in the rest of our drop down. Again, we'll build our way up. And we're going to want to get this sealed off as soon as possible, so we're going to honeycomb with walls all around the outside of the base, only leaving this certain spot open for our double door frame. Let's upgrade all this to stone. We can also add in our double door now. And we can now add in all of our roof pieces. We'll get in a few very important double door frames. We can also add in this wall here. And we'll start to upgrade things to their final grade. We'll finish both drop down chutes as well. And you guys can place in double door frames in all of the positions except for our drop down, since we'll eventually have window frames here. We'll come back in afterwards and upgrade everything in here to its final grade. For now, let's go work on the outer honeycomb. Starting from our front door, we'll use the following bird's eye view video to build in our honeycomb. We'll go ahead and upgrade all of the outer ones to stone and all the inner ones to metal. And for a bit of extra security, I would recommend upgrading these two foundations to metal and the one on the opposite side as well. Hey guys, just really quick, just want to cut in. I forgot to place this in on the base build, so I want to add it in now. On the back side of your base, right before you guys start upgrading these foundations, or even after, remember to add in a half wall and a roof triangle, just like this on both sides of these edges. You're going to need this later on to seal off your bunker. Very important. You guys can just upgrade them to stone and leave them like that for the whole base build. Thanks guys. At this point, let's honeycomb any stone walls we see with metal, because of course this will eventually be our armored walls. We're also going to add the outer honeycomb here in metal as well. And the same thing will go for these triangles as well. At this point, let's start filling in everything else with stone honeycomb. Looking at our door, this honeycomb will just be a normal square, but every other square will have a triangle in it. Notice that this one is actually 3 walls into main loop, while this one is only 2. So we'll use a roof piece just like this to secure this side. Don't forget to put on the side piece, and that way both sides will be 3 walls to main loop. We'll continue around the base with the rest of the honeycomb. And any portions like this that you see, where you see a stone wall and a metal wall, facing your roof towards the metal, so it will also be a 3-wall raid through any side. Anything that has 2 metal walls that face right into where our armored will be, will just honeycomb normally. Now let's go around the outside of all our honeycomb and fill it in with stone roofs. On the inner side, so again we can use metal. And now let's add in our front door. Following this door path, you'll see exactly where our single door frame will go. We can also add in a wall here and a window frame here. This spot will be our roof access, and we can use a low wall to hide a shotgun trap right underneath the drop down. We can also add in all the roof pieces. And now let's continue around with the rest of the honeycomb. Notice these spots sticking out next to our roof pieces will actually be used for our auto turrets. And other than that, we can honeycomb with stone for the rest of the base. Obviously, if you guys really want to be secure about your drop downs, feel free to upgrade these walls to metal. And again, let's upgrade all of the outer ones to stone, and all the inner ones to metal. While we're up here, let's upgrade all of our roof pieces to metal as well. And we'll add in all of our half wall honeycomb. drop down chute. And now we can begin adding in all of those doors. Let's add frames all throughout this door path. And we can also replace this one for a garage door. Let's get our front doors on now. And we can now begin upgrading everything to its final grade. We'll go around all the walls and upgrade them all to sheet metal. Any roof pieces that we have left should be armored. Let's add in all the garage doors for these parts as well. And now, presuming that we have our ladders, we can also upgrade all of our bunker pieces. Do this on both sides. Let's add in our bunker pieces now. Notice that I'm going to use 2 small boxes to make it much easier to get in and out of our bunker. At this point, the base shell is complete, so we can go ahead and start furnishing the inside. If you guys need more space, obviously you don't need to put in these beds, but I like them just in case of an online raid. And on both sides here, we're going to complete these with 4 box loot rooms. And now placing in all of those large boxes is done. You guys can see we can also add in a few more on top of this triangle if you guys would like. And there we go, now those 2 boxes are placed in. Now you guys may notice sometimes whenever you demolish the bunker that 2 boxes here may break. I really am trying to mess around with it a little bit and see the best way to avoid that from happening. If you guys tend to get it, it's probably because your up top boxes are placed the wrong directions. So now let's go ahead and add in our repair bench and research table. We can add it in right here in this little airlock room. Personally, I just like to add them both in here, but it is just all up to you guys where you want to place them. Obviously fit our same amount of large and small boxes in here. Nothing too special there, pretty basic. And now let's head down into our bunker and work on the boxes down there, starting with our TC room. So I'm going to use vending machines, but obviously if you guys don't have them yet, you guys can just use large boxes for now and replace them whenever you get them. Placing the first 2 next to our TC, just like this against the wall. Of course, don't forget to disable the broadcast. And remember, make sure you guys have your garage door in there. If you don't place it in beforehand, it will come into a problem later. You guys can then place in 3 bags in that little room. And we can now place in 4 large boxes right beneath our bunker. And there we go. Just like that. Perfect. And I'll just do a quick tutorial of how to seal off the bunker one more time, just so everyone is aware. You guys may need to place in your bags a little bit farther forward if you're having issues, but hopefully you guys can fit all of them in. Should be pretty close, there we go. Just remove that, and now we can place in our roof triangles. Upgrade them both to armor or metal, to you guys. And now you guys can get off. Knowing your base is completely secure. In the morning, you guys can just pick this out and climb right up your ladder. And of course, don't forget to put in some reinforced glass windows if you guys have them. And for this bunker down here, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to start by placing in the first vending machine, not all the way into the wall, but pretty close in the corner there. Same thing on this side. Should be able to place it right at our feet. And then one vending machine in between those two. Just like this. And then clear. Disable broadcasting on all those. Make sure you guys have a garage door in here already. And then you guys can fit in all of those bags again. On that side. And then same idea. Just fit in 4 large boxes in this square right here. And just like that, both of our bunkers are now completely finished. And we can go ahead and complete the base by adding in all of our last garage doors and auto turrets on the outside. I would recommend choosing either of the bunkers to make an electricity wall where you guys can keep all your switches and important electrical units. With all that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's been the whole base.